everybody, and welcome to the Oregon State Marine Studies Initiative presentation. I'm Cynthia Leonard, as she said, as the academic advisor for the Marine Studies Initiative. And the initiative is a program or an effort to highlight all the ocean marine programs at Oregon State, and it's connected to K through 12, to research, to communities. It's a huge statewide effort, and it's a new teaching model and a research model. So anyway, let me jump in to what I'd like to present to you today, which is what you're interested in and what's going on at Oregon State in the marine programs. Okay, so here we go. So here we go with the marine programs at Oregon State University. Where we're headed today is I'm going to talk to you about the different colleges within Oregon State with marine related programs. I'm going to introduce you to the Hatfield Marine Science Center, which is our coastal campus, about an hour away from the main campus on the coast. Obviously, it's a coastal campus. And talk to you about our really exciting and growing Ocean 11 Marine Club. And then we'll have some time for question and answer. So Oregon State has a lot of marine programs. So here in the center, you'll see that's MSI, Marine Studies Initiative, and Hatfield Marine Science Center. So we, MSI, are kind of like a router, or as the octopus. We help students direct them to where they might be most interested and help them find their programs, and just kind of just the coordinator of all the different marine programs. So as you see, there's a lot of them at Oregon State. So people say, well, I want to get involved in marine science. Well, it's like, whoa, okay, what do you mean by marine science or marine studies or ocean? So we're going to tackle each one of these a little bit so you have an understanding of what these all mean. So colleges with marine related programs are Ag Sci, Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Sciences, which we call CEOS, College of Earth, Ocean, Atmospheric Sciences, Engineering, Forestry, Liberal Arts, and Science. So let's go through each of the colleges. So CEOS has the Earth Science major and the Ocean Science option. So an option is a specialization. So you can have an option only with a particular major. You can't have an option with, like, let's say the Fisheries and Wildlife major. So it's a specialization within that major. So under the Earth Science major with the Ocean Science option, this is focused on oceanography, and OSU's oceanography program ranks number 3 in the whole world. So it's pretty amazing. So it can take you from the coastal mangrove all the way in the tropics, all the way to the ice covered poles. So it's huge. It's looking at the ocean. It's the big picture. It's looking at the currents and the weather and the landforms and stuff like that. So if you're interested in the big picture with the ocean and learning all about oceanography, this is the major for you. And the cool thing is you get to do things like you go on cruises with research vessels, as is pictured here. And you can look at computer modeling, satellite remote sensing, all those kind of things. So courses in this major would be like math and statistics, chem, physics, biology, oceanography, obviously. And there's a research thesis and internship requirement. Potential career in this would be oceanographer, of course, environmental consultant, hydrologist, aquaculture worker. The next one is environmental science major with the aquatic biology option. Actually, there's a lot of different options here, which I'll show on the next slide. But this one is environmental sciences, which is more interdisciplinary. So it's broader than just like ocean science. And it looks at the natural world and the social sciences. So you also, because this is the aquatic biology, you look at freshwater and saltwater and estuaries. So the blend of the two. And you look at invertebrates and plants and fish and mammals, but also some of the human, social science classes. Courses would be, for example, atmospheric, biosphere, geosphere, and hydrosphere courses, ethics, human environment management. Careers would be like an environmental scientist, restoration manager, or ecologist, park naturalist or ranger, outdoor educator, environmental health and safety inspector. Okay, so I was talking about different options within environmental sciences, excuse me. So you could have the also the applied ecology option, which looks at research methods. They can have the alternative energy option, environmental water resources. So the environmental science is a very broad one. So that might be an option for you. Okay, then we have the Oceanography Minor within the College of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Science. Okay, so a minor can be tagged on anywhere, as opposed to an option has to go under a certain major. A minor can go with any major. So you could be a music major and have an Oceanography Minor. So Oceanography Minor, a lot of engineers and maybe fish and wildlife use this minor because they want to just have more ocean emphasis or learning. So this is concerned with all processes in the ocean: biological, chemical, geological, and physical oceanography. And they do a lot on the research vessels again. And what else can I say about this one? So this, again, is the big picture, which gives you some more learning in that kind of area to help you. Okay, let's move over to the College of Science. And the first one is the biology major with the marine biology option. So when people think of marine science or marine biology, this is the major and the option. And this is a very, like I said, it's a biology major. So it's, you have a lot of the natural sciences courses like physics and chemistry and calculus and heavy on those. And then you have all the marine biology courses on top of that. So this looks at the ecology and the habitat. This is what you would think of when you think of marine sciences. And there is an emphasis on research. And the really cool thing about this is the spring of your junior year, so some of the students are getting ready for this now, you spend the whole term out at Hatfield Marine Science Center, living, eating, breathing, everything, living, eating, breathing out on the coast with a bunch of other students. So that's a really cool opportunity that you get to be out there. Like I said, courses are biology, ecology, genetics, and other things that have to do with the critters and ecology and habitat. Potential careers would be an agency biologist, an aquarist, environmental consultant, and things like that. Okay, it also has a minor. So let's say you don't want to have the whole major, you can put in a marine biology and ecology minor. And with this minor, you also spend your spring term of your junior year, or it can be in the summer, as with the major out at Hatfield. Let's say you want to be zoology or microbiology, and you can add a marine focus to these. So all you do is have to talk to your advisor and say, hey, I'd really like to be a zoology major, but I really want to focus on marine habitats and animals and stuff like that. So you can add that, the marine focus, to these majors. All right, let's go to the College of Ag Sci. And the first one is Fisheries, Wildlife, and Conservation Sciences. They just changed their name, so I'm still kind of learning to say that. Fisheries, Wildlife, and Conservation Sciences. And how this differs from like marine biology or biology with the marine biology option is Fisheries, Wildlife, and Conservation Sciences looks at management. It looks at the whole populations. So you may want to look at, hey, how do I manage the sea lions or the sea stars or the terns? So this is looking at the whole population of animals and their ecosystems. So, and it also looks at social influences. So it's conservation, it looks at people. So courses would be like math, chemistry and biology, ecology, human dimensions. So similar, but you're looking at a lot more policies and things like that. In the marine environment, Fish and Wildlife and Conservation Sciences faculty conduct research on sharks and whales and dolphins and birds and all sorts of things that are near and far from the shore. But it also takes, again, insight, it looks at the people side of things. Potential careers would be wildlife or fisheries biologist, a keeper, trainer, aquarist, naturalist, a hatchery manager, aquaculture manager. Within the College of Ag, you also have the bioresource research major with the water resources option. And this one really looks at research, water type research. So if you're really interested in that, like water contaminants and things like that, this is the one for you. And so courses would be like water sciences, hydrology, water resources, environmental policy and management. Potential careers would be irrigation manager, water resources restoration, water resources communication specialist, a hydrologist. So definitely looking at the whole water thing. If you're interested in the little guys, so you want to do in microbiology with the aquatic microbiology option. And this focuses on how bacteria and viruses are integral parts of the stream, estuarine, and marine ecosystem. And you understand the role that microbes play in the aquatic systems and for aquatic organisms. So courses would be like microbiology, biology, oceanography, botany, and potential careers would be an aquatic microbiologist, a fisheries biologist, things like that. There's also a marine conservation and management minor. So you can, again, a minor, you can tack that on to any major. And this focuses on marine vertebrates, conservation science, and management. And let's see, this is available online and on campus. So this is a very popular minor. Okay, let's look at College of Forestry. And you're saying, oh, College of Forestry, because they have the natural resources major, and you can specialize or create a specialization on marine ecosystems and coastal communities. So this is a super flexible major, allowing you to combine different various interests into your major. And let's see, because it's natural resources, you work in interdisciplinary teams to look at conservation issues and problems and things like that. So you have courses such as natural resources, communication, writing, math, biology, chemistry, ecology. Again, this is a real flexible one that you can create. Potential careers would be environmental or science educator, park ranger, forest rangeland wildlife ecologist, a land use planner. Okay, College of Liberal Arts with our brand new major. This just started. The first class or cohort is this year, Marine Studies. And this is only one of 2 programs in the whole US. And it explores the dynamic relationship between people and the marine environment. So the impact that the ocean has on people, the impact that people have on the ocean. And this is for students seeking a liberal arts education who are just gain those skills and strengths of working with people and how to study things from a human dimension point of view. So it's grounded in the natural sciences, but you have all of these human social classes. So, and then you have specialization areas that you will focus on. So it could be arts and literature, community development, environmental and social justice, global and transnational perspectives, marine entrepreneurship, policy and politics, and then you can custom make your own focus area. Courses include humanities, including the fine arts and social science, oceanography, and you have a capstone and internship requirement. Potential careers would be a sustainability consultant, aquarium outreach coordinator, marine policy specialist, a marine educator, definitely all on the people side of things. Then you get to the College of Engineering. And because engineering majors are pretty scheduled already, you talk to your advisor to tailor your engineering program toward ocean and coast issues. So this is we have a lot of engineers interested in the ocean, but you just have to work with your advisor to make sure there's a marine focus. And you can incorporate marine courses and projects and internships and minors and other opportunities into your engineering program. Okay, some people are interested in marine pre-vet med. Oregon State doesn't have necessarily a strict marine vet program, but the College of Science has 2 programs that most pre-vet students take, and that's biology and animal science. So both will get you into vet school. So you can look into that. And then at HMSC, Hatfield, we have Dr. Tim Miller-Morgan, who focuses research on ornamental fish health and aquatic animal husbandry and health management. So he would be the one to talk to about getting more involved in vet med issues and projects. Okay, so our whole focus is to help you put the ocean in your major. No matter what your major is, we'll help you get the ocean in. That's kind of our little slogan. So there's marine internships. Just want to talk about other things that are available. There's undergraduate research. We have Oregon State is known for research, and so we help you get undergraduate research experience. You can study abroad. You can be a college ambassador, so be part of one of those colleges and tell people about what's going on and really get a good network going as you work with that college. Okay, let me go into Hatfield Marine Science Center. It is about an hour from the coast. It's on the coast, about an hour from the campus. So it's a broad, great place to go because it's got all these partners. It's not just a campus with classes. You have Fish and Wildlife, you have U.S. Fish and Wildlife, you have the State Fish and Wildlife, you have EPA, you have Sea Grant, all these different partners there, and you network with them. So you have great opportunities. They have like Donut Thursday, they have seminars, so you get to know the researchers and the staff. So, so much happening at Hatfield. So let me kind of tell you what there, they have a seawater system that's pumped in, and it's your research center. So you get to use all these really cool things that are happening here. They have wet and dry classrooms, meaning the seawater is being pumped in. And they like to say that a third of your work is in the classroom, like lecture, a third is in the wet and dry classrooms, and then a third is out in the field. And then we like to highlight and showcase our brand new Marine Studies building, which you'll be involved in. This is when it was being built. It's a brand new, like $63 million, amazing building. And it was just finished about a year or so ago. So you go up the ramp. Because it was built in a tsunami zone, has evacuation. It's like one of the only buildings on the West Coast, or actually the Western Hemisphere, I don't know, that can house 900 people up on the roof in case of a tsunami. So it's pretty amazing. So let's see. Oh, here's a view up on the roof with some of our Ocean 11 students on a field trip. And let's see, here's looking into it. We're pretty proud of this because it's just amazing. Okay, and it can withstand, like I said, withstand an extra large earthquake. You walk in the lobby, it's got this incredible artwork. These are really neat, these porthole art, and has a lobby. And here's some of our Ocean 11 students having lunch in the cafe. Okay, let's get into the other things. I can get all excited about the lobby and the cafe and things like that. So they have state-of-the-art classrooms, collaborative spaces and wet labs, all about working together, different disciplines. They have these really neat labs where you can work in small groups, work with your own monitors, all connected to laptops, state-of-the-art stuff, all about working together, collaborating. And then, of course, you have things like, wet whiteboards everywhere to work together. They have this amazing innovation lab, which is for not only just engineering, and it's a maker lab, so engineering, and but also it has a art studio and things like that. So it's really cool. Here's some more. It has this huge winch that will lift those huge buoys. So working on things like that. 300-person auditorium, classroom and performance space, something for the community can use, seminars. Here's a tour that we were giving to some of the students about it. And so Hatfield has all these things going on, from research to education to internships, everything. So this is just a smattering of all the things that Hatfield's involved in. So tons of stuff. Okay. Then I'm going to go into Ocean 11. And I get excited about this because I'm the faculty advisor for Ocean 11. It's called Ocean 11 because it's a cool name and because there's 11 colleges at Oregon State. So no matter what major you are, what department you are, all you have to have is a love and care for the ocean. And you can be a part of Ocean 11. It's really close community. We really pride ourselves in having the students really close and spend a lot of time together. And so it's like family. So here we are at the Oregon Coast Museum, Oregon Coast Aquarium, sorry. And we have monthly large group meetings where we have speakers or we just get to know each other and do things just so we can connect. So it's great because you meet students from all over campus. We have 5 communities: community outreach, field trips, research and learning opportunities, and social events. So community outreach will do things like beach cleanups, things like that, anything to engage with the community. Field trips, we go on all sorts of field trips, from minus tide, to bird watching, to ship. We just had a ship trip where we visited a research vessel, research and learning ops. Oh gosh, we learned about all sorts of things, from what's going on campus, like the chef of OSU came to talk about sustainable seafood at Oregon State, to whale photogrammetry here, where they're learning how to do that, looking at drone pictures, to social events such as holiday parties. We had a big, let's go back here. The Next Gen also works with kids. That's our last committee. So if you like working with kids. And here's our social committee. We had a float-in movie night where we rented the pool and watched it on the wall and watched the movie on the wall and then sang Disney songs. We have leadership development, because everything rises and falls on leadership. So we have leaders from engineering, from psych, from food science, animal science, marine biology. So if you really want to get some leadership experience. And we take, let's see, this is the leadership retreat off in the Southern Oregon dunes. So that's pretty cool. There's interest groups, so surfing, scuba diving, photography. You can get involved with that. Ocean art, foodies. So that's pretty cool. And we have a Discord server. So we have about 200 students communicating, talking about all these different, here's our committees, and then all the different interest groups you get involved in. And then we also have some like, gosh, I have questions about classes or jobs or grad schools. So we have a lot of posting there. And I think that's it. So how'd I do on time?
Hey, awesome. All right, so we do have a couple of questions, it looks like. Let me pull them up. So someone's wondering, are you a test optional school? I know that's probably a hot topic now that a lot of schools are switching to test optional.
Test optional meaning like
for undergrad,
SAT,
like SAT, ACT test optional, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I should know that. I don't know. I think the reason I don't know that because I think that's under decision right now. I haven't seen a thing that says, yes, we are test optional. Let me look that up. That's a good question. I don't think so yet, but I'm sure that's on the table right now because most students are going to that. That's bad that I don't know about that. I'm sorry.
Totally okay.
I can get the person's name and send them an email if they'd like. How about that?
Post it afterwards too on the agenda. Yeah.
Or I can post it as a message on what's the best way to find out and tell people about that?
I think you can post it as a chat underneath your agenda, and you can just post it there and you should be able to answer a question like that.
Okay.
Awesome. So one of our other questions is, what is something that they could do as a high school student that would make them a better candidate for your program?
Which program? So we have so many of them. Is there a particular program?
So let's just say like the most common one that's
meteorology. Yeah.
Yeah.
A better candidate. I don't think so. I mean, when you're accepted into the program, you're not accepted on how much experience you have and things like that. When you're accepted into OSU, it's more how well you do in your coursework, right? So just be a good student overall and get involved in a lot of activities, right? Extracurricular things versus just being a student, that's all you do. So I would say in general, be involved in sports, be involved in things where you get to know people. And you are good, a communicator. So that's what people look for. Once you get in, I think you're more successful if you know how to relate to people, you know how to communicate, you feel comfortable getting to know people and networking. So let me go that route. So I think once you get in, so obviously be a good student, do your studies, things like that, do some extracurricular because Oregon State looks for rounded students, right? And but once you once you get in, then you would want to get involved in a lot of clubs and different things where you get experience in leadership or getting to know people. It's who you know, not necessarily how you do grade wise. I hope that answered that question.
Awesome, thanks. Someone else is asking, what is campus life like?
What is campus life like? Well, it is hustling and bustling right now because everybody's coming back in person. Campus life is we have residence halls or dorms. We have the Beavers, right? Baseball, football, all the sports, a lot of sports, lots of clubs. It's a research school. It's a beautiful campus. I don't know if you've gone to the website. Oregon State's a beautiful campus. Campus life, there's a huge IM field. I walk by it every day. So there's all that stuff going on there with, if you like to do things outside. Oregon State's right in the middle of Corvallis, which is known as the most beautiful and the best college, the Pac-12 college. And I don't know if you know that we're an hour from the coast, we're an hour or less from the mountains. So Oregon State is right in the middle of the beautiful Willamette Valley. It's hard to not, it's easy to sell Oregon State because it's a gorgeous campus. There's Greek life. There's a lot of churches if you're a person who's interested in those things, in faith-based things. What else can I say? It's a great place. I've been here a long time and I enjoy it. My husband got his PhD here and we stayed here because we've enjoyed the community and the academics and the whole campus. So how's that for, if you give me some more specific questions, I can answer those.
Yeah. Someone else is wondering if the Discord server's public. I don't know if you mentioned something about a Discord server.
Yes, no, you have to be an Ocean 11 club member. And then you can't be an Ocean 11 club member until you're at Oregon State. So not yet.
Awesome. Thanks. Speaking about grad programs, I know you touched on the fact that your husband got his PhD from Oregon State. Are there grad opportunities for people who are looking more into the marine sciences? What do those look like? That was another question we just got in.
Yes, there's definitely graduate opportunities. So besides marine biology, I mean, you have graduate opportunities in ocean, all the different, let me go back to that, all the different programs that I, let me do this, all the different programs that I mentioned, right? There's graduate, let's see, sorry about this. My computer is a lot more sensitive. Keyboard is. There's graduate programs in almost all of these. And so once you get here, we can help you connect to whichever one you might be interested in. Once you start networking, once you go to Hatfield, let's say, I've been getting emails and people say, hey, I'm interested in sharks. So I say, oh, well, I send you to Taylor Chappell because he's the researcher in sharks. Or I'm interested in marine mammals like whales. And one woman was telling me she's interested in the impact of noise pollution on whales. It's like, oh my gosh, let me send you to the Marine Mammal Institute, which is part of Ocean 11, which is part of Oregon State, excuse me. So tons of options for research and graduate studies. There's the Marine Resource Management, which is a program that's all about the people side of things. So if you're interested in the human dimensions, that's a great program, grad program to get involved in.
Awesome. Kind of circling back to grad programs. People are wondering, are there scholarships available, and how, if so, how do they find out about it?
Scholarships available. Yes, there's scholarships available. If you go to each of the departments, like the biology and marine biology, or if you go to COS, College of Earth, Ocean, Atmospheric Science, if you go there, they usually list on their website about scholarships. If we have scholarships in marine studies, if you go to the Oregon State website, a scholarship site, they have a thing called Scholar Dollars. And once you can start looking at the scholarships, once you enroll in the early enrollment, you actually have access to start applying and actually looking. So yeah, you have the privilege of applying early. And once you are admitted or you commit yourself to the early admissions. I just looked up while you guys were talking, or I was talking, the question was coming about the admissions requirement. So test scores are if you elect to submit them. So they are optionals. They are not required. So there you go. The question is about the test scores.
Great. Thank you for looking that up. I believe this is our last question. And
Okay.
it's kind of broad.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about your school, or some of the programs your school offers?
Wow, that is a broad question, but that is a very good question, whoever asked that. So my favorite thing about the school is the students, which and just the whole college life. Like I said, we got here about 20 years ago, and we stayed in Corvallis because it's just a really neat area. It's a small town, and it's definitely a college town. The whole town pretty much revolves around Oregon State, so that's fun. The students are great. Like I said, I'm the faculty advisor for Ocean 11. I'm the academic advisor for the Marine Studies major. So it's just working with the students and building community with them and just getting to know them. That's the favorite thing I like about the college. And there's so many things to do besides, we love the Beavers, so we go to Beaver games and football, baseball, basketball, etc. And because it's so close to the ocean, I love that part of my job. I can go to the coast so close and do things out there with the students. Okay, so that was, what was it? My favorite thing about the college. What else was the next question?
Maybe, I believe it was, what are your favorite things about the different program options you have? Like the variety of your program options.
Well, I think that's one of them, is there is such a variety. Oregon State has, like, as you see with the slide, there's so many different options. And about each one is they have really good people, staff and faculty who really care about what they do and also really care about the students. I know the advisors in each of these areas, and they really care about the students, and there's just high class. I mean, Oregon State's way up there in terms like, oceanography, third in the world. I know the Fisheries and Wildlife program has been way up there as well in the top 10. So it's just each program has really great people in it. And opportunities, to go out on the ocean, to be at the ocean for a term, be on the ships. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I think that's all the questions we have for you. So thanks so much for your time, Dr. Leonard. We appreciate it. And thank you to the Oregon State University for presenting today. We hope that all of our attendees are able to view some of our different colleges and career paths that we have today. Again, if you have any questions, you're thinking about things later, feel free to drop them in the agenda section under Q&A, or you can feel free to chat with Cynthia over Huva. And I believe that's it for us. So thank you again so much, and we wish you all the best of luck in your next steps.
Bye. Thank you for coming.